How's it going, you guys? It's Scott with Everyday Shed. Today we're going to put 4 different ground anchors to the test. We have an arrowhead design, a bullet design, and then 2 different designs that expand out kind of like a toggle bolt that you'd use in drywall. One is a single expansion, and then one has 2 different expandable joints. Now, what we'll be assessing is ease of actually installing. Can we get these in the ground, and how deep can we get them? And I have quite a few rocks around here, so it is not the easiest application. And then most importantly, we will pull them out of the ground, seeing how much force can they actually hold without being pulled out of the ground. So let's jump into it.
So first up for installation will be the arrowhead design. It'll go in vertically like this and pierce into the ground with the rod going right in the top side. Then once you're done, you would pull it back out of the hole, setting your anchor horizontally, and that's what's going to hold the load. Now, I like to actually drive the rod in first to make sure no rocks are in the way, but with this specific driving rod on the arrowhead, it has threads on it. But I was able to eventually work that loose and get the driving rod out so we can actually install the arrowhead. Now, don't use a standard hammer when you're trying to drive these. Get something a little bit bigger. I prefer this 4-pound hammer that is something you can actually handle, but it gives you quite a bit more power with every hit of that driven rod. And this one, I'm a little curious on. It comes with this carabiner on it, which I would think could only hold 100 or 200 pounds, but we'll see in our load testing. Number 2 is the bullet design. So this is pretty much just a cylinder with these 2 angled cuts. That's what's going to help it pierce right into the ground. And then that driving rod goes into the one side. So again, I want to set that pilot hole. I like to put the driving rod in prior to the anchor just to make sure there's no massive rocks in the way. And don't forget, if you're doing this in your yard and you don't know where your utilities are, you do want to call and get the utilities located before setting your anchors, just to make sure you do not hit anything and results in disaster. And don't forget to set each one of the anchors by pulling back up before securing them to your shed. Now, number 3 is that fold out toggle bolt design. So it's going to drive in with everything collapsed and then expand out once you set it. Now, you can't really drive in this rod ahead of time, so I just had to go right to driving in the toggle bolt. This is the single design, and that rod is pretty thin, and we have a little bit of an issue where it's very hard to get the rod out of the hole. And you can see links in the description or this QR code for all the different anchors, even the ones that we don't recommend. But this one looks like that rod is staying in the hole, which is kind of a major issue considering this is the first anchor and you would need to set at least 4 anchors to get your shed secured. Last design, the 4th design, is the double toggle bolt design. Pretty cool and should hold quite a bit more force. The question is the rod going to stay in the hole like the single, or is this a little better design where it does not get deformed and then just stay in the hole? So driving that down, get it close to the ground, and again, kind of have a failure in trying to get that out of the hole. So it's time to move on to load testing, and we'll take that into consideration.
So from an install perspective, on a 5-star scale, 5-star would be excellent. I'd give the arrowhead a 4-star, the bullet a 5-star, and then the single and double fold out 1-star. Because the driving rod got stuck in the hole, what are you going to do for your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or more anchors that you want to drive? It's kind of a showstopper for those 2 different anchors. But let's go ahead and do our load testing, and then we'll go ahead and add up the overall rating, giving you the recommendation on which one's going to work the best for your project at home. So for the load testing, we'll be using this load cell. It's 2,000 pounds maximum capacity, and then we'll just go ahead and hook the cables down to the anchors, and we have it on the hold feature, which means the maximum amount that we pull, it's going to hold that, and then that's what we're going to get for the force it takes to remove each one of the 4 ground anchors.
As a reminder, the first up is going to be our arrowhead. It is set horizontal after we pulled up and set it into the ground. And then we have our load cell connected up through that carabiner, which I want to see if it actually can hold up or if that's the point of failure. Now the load cell is going to hold that maximum point. So you can see it creeping up as we start to pull that arrowhead anchor out of the ground. And then you have final failure where the ground actually blows out within about probably 8 to 12 inches of the ground. Carabiner did well, and maximum was 865 pounds of force for the first. Now the second one is the bullet design. Very similar setup. We're going to go ahead and consistently pull on that cable and see what the maximum loading is, if it gets higher than the arrowhead or if it performs just slightly under. And again, we have similar blowout there. No failures, cable looks good, and 833, so just under the 865 of the first. Number 3 is our first of the fold-out designs. Again, did not perform well during install, but maybe they can carry quite a bit more load. Now you can see the driven rods getting pulled out with the actual ground anchor itself, and it does actually fail. So those little fold-out arms will fail. One got ripped off, one pulled the other direction, but it got 1,017 pounds of force to rip it out of the hole. Now this one, with 2 times the fold out arms, you would think would perform the best and should perform over that 1,017 as we remove it from the hole. But overall, we had complete failure. All of the arms got ripped off, and it actually only had 874 pounds of force as a max.
So overall load testing I thought went pretty well, and let's combine those results, both the 5-star rating on the install and 5-star rating on the load testing that we did. If we combine those up, we'll get the overall rating and we'll see who the winner is. I gave all the different anchors 4 stars except the single fold out. Since it did get over 1,000, I gave that a 5-star rating for the load testing. Now originally I was hoping for about 1,500 pounds, but that is going to depend on your soil type and the depth that you install. Here we're in Georgia and I was at about 25 inches. I'm going to continue to investigate and try to find a bullet style that can hold 1,500, because remember, if you're using 4 anchors, 1 on each corner, when a strong wind comes up, really only 2 of those anchors are going to help you out to make sure your shed doesn't get tipped over or blown across your yard. But combining those up, the first one, the Arrowhead's going to have a combined star rating of 4-star and did pretty well overall, and I do think that's going to work for some applications. The Bullet is my favorite. It's 4.5 stars, even though in a perfect world, I would like to get a little bit more load capacity, and that is where I'm going to continue to work to find one. And if I do find one with more load capacity, I'll put that link in the description for your reference. But then you're looking at a 3-star for the single fold out and a 2.5 star for the double fold out. I do not recommend either of those for pretty much any application around your house. And we'll have more videos coming out on ground anchors. I want to test out the screw type that you can put in the ground so we can compare and contrast. And then I will go over best practices of actually securing those to your shed, whether you're building a shed on site and you have access to your floor, or you have a pre-built shed or an already built shed and you're just trying to anchor that in place. We will have future videos coming out and you'll see those linked in the description depending on when you watch this video. Now, if you want to see how we're leveling up and framing our floors in a fraction of a time, check out this video right here. We'll go over 3 common options and why we moved over to the adjustable pedestals. And then if you want the easiest way to make a ramp for your shed without any fancy angles, no math, you can check out this video right here, and we have 3 different ramp kits for you that will help you out and get you up and running in as little as 1 hour. So thanks for joining me on this video, and we'll catch you on one of those next ones. Take care.